There we go. All right, let's see. What is that now? This information has come from. Whoa. There we go. There we are. Discord. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Auto find and activate. Doesn't make any sense. Oh, there we go. Oh, what up, Brianna? 44 seconds. That was very, very, very fast. Very fast. Hold on 1 second. Bam, bam. Oh, okay. Yeah, that was very fast. All right, 44 seconds. Chat, reload. Man, yeah, that was quick. How you doing? How you doing? All right, let me get this other thing up here. Let me get my copy. Refresh.
I can turn your wildest ideas into a song.
Thank you.
In a few words. Choose a style. And
No.
the fifth.
Okay, let's see. Totally haven't been away. Thank you very much. Yeah, I was gonna go much earlier, but my neighbor needed some stuff done. She's trying to sell her house. Her and her husband are trying to sell their house, and so they had a bunch of stuff that needed done, and they got a quote for like $1,000 for 5 things. So I was like, I'll do it for 300, and that's what I like to do. That's what I like to do. Like, and I think a lot of people don't think about. They think you can make money by going to work for somebody, some company. But when I decided to leave the movie industry, I went around to all of my neighbors. I just went to, like, hey, how you doing? If you need anything done, dog poop picked up, electrical work, networking, freaking Wi-Fi, outlets installed, lights, ceiling fans, whatever, let me give you a quote. It's anything that you would pay somebody else for, let me give you a quote. And then just go to every single neighbor. And now I've got stuff to do every single day that pays a couple $100. You know, I mean, it could be $20 for sure. But tip, you know, if they just want something done, I'm not going to take advantage of them. But yeah, it's going good. So I went around to all my neighbors, said, hey, I'm leaving the movie industry. I want to do the YouTube thing. And I need some sort of cash flow while I get things going, and that was able to suffice me until I got monetized. What up, brother? You bet all over my old stuff. What up, Sack? No, and that's the thing, Brianna. Most people don't think that they just recite what they've heard. You know, so like we're told, oh yeah. You don't need no blah, blah, blah. Go get your degree and then work for some company. But the point of a company is to make profit. Employees, you make as much money as you can with these employees. If you can have less employees and make more money or the same money, then you get rid of them. So the point of the company is to get rid of you as an employee. So it's like, but people don't talk to people like that because the companies that hire the influencers and do the advertising, you think, oh, life will be great. I can work a 9 to 5 till I'm 65. No, absolutely not. And you think about how easy it is for even, you hear about the undocumented immigrants. Like, where are they getting all these jobs? They're doing all of this work that I'm telling you about. Well, you could do it too for the same price, you know, or if it's your neighbors for less. So people are arguing about that because they're being outcompeted by illegal aliens. Well, I'm saying I'll compete with them. You know, and the thing is, I live right here. So if something goes wrong on something I did, it takes me 30 seconds to get there. I don't be like, well, I'll be there next week by Friday. You know, yeah, no. God will save you and your anxiety. Absolutely. Worked for me. How's your break? I visited the British Virgin Islands, obviously the United States Virgin Islands, Bonaire, Canada. That's it. That's it. A lot of states, not a lot of countries. I still got time to do that. I'm 49. I got energy like I'm 25. So let's do it. I'll do that. And this is the thing. You can explore places on the internet, right? And I'm down with doing that. But what I want to do is everybody thinks, let's save some money to spend it on something. I want to do some, like I started another channel like a couple of months ago that I'm going to start working on called Fail Around and Find Out, like F around and find out. And so I want to do digital explorations, like, oh, let's go see what India's like. Let's go see what freaking Germany's like. Let's go see what Japan's like. And we'll do it from the studio. And then if that gets enough money in, then the places that I visited digitally, I'll fly there and then do an update, actually me being the one recording the footage rather than me just reacting to it. And that's the thing. So that vacation can make me money, and it's not going to make me rich because I'm not working, right? So, but that's fine. That's all right. Any mistakes and misunderstanding may be caused by my flawed use of the English language. I strive to communicate with no problem, Masoma. Not a problem. Not a problem. Amen, my brother. Is it okay to investigate things in this stream? We can do it. We can do it a little bit later, brother. I have a couple things I want to get through. It's going to be if we get through in the next like 3 hours, we can do it after that, about 7 p.m. It's 4 p.m. my time right now. I watch a channel guy. Watch a guy's channel, Bald and Bankrupt. He kind of does the same thing. And the thing is, we all have different personalities. Like, you have people that are in America that says America is a third world country. And you have people in America that says America is great. You have people in America that says India is a shithole. You have people in America saying India is the most beautiful place on earth. So the personality of the person you see in the place, you get a completely different outlook. You know what I'm saying? So I think I've got a positive enough personality that I would show great things for us to see rather than, oh, everybody's burning, the world is on fire, you know? Yeah. Yes, and that's the way to do it. I've seen Bald and Bankrupt. I've actually absolutely watched them. And then that's a great thing to do. And the thing is, everybody can do it because most people don't understand how money works. You're trading your time on this planet for money. So how can you make, when you get that money, how can that money now work for you? Usually we just spend it on stuff, like spend it on stuff that doesn't help us at all. You know, it makes us look pretty. We have eyelashes and fingernails and freaking shoes, and you know, it's like, and I've got a completely different outlook on life. All right, my brother. Okay, so Sack, if you want to, if you want to look into it now, that's fine. Okay, we can look into it now. But the thing is if it's too topical, if it's too one topic, and nobody else is interested but you, we're not going to spend an hour on it. If you want to wait till the stream dies down to do it, then we can spend more time in it. But remember, every time somebody brings up a different topic or something, I'm not going to say no. I'm going to jump off of your topic onto somebody else's. I just want to let you know, dude. Like, wow, you're it, man, brother. I try my best. What up, Katra? The same way. I don't care about anything fancy, small material stuff. Right. And you hit the jackpot. You know, you both, the big thing you hear about, I'm the prize. No, the relationship is the prize. You both have to sacrifice to make the relationship work. But the companies that profit off of you want the girl to think they're the prize, so they make a lot of money. The guy can buy you more jewelry, more makeup, more this, more that. And then the other way around, I think the guy's the prize. So you can buy cars, you can buy freaking Jordans and this and that. It's all about money leaving your pocket and going to the company's pockets. The relationship is the prize. The only thing you can leave on this earth that moves is children, a family, right? So, but the companies that are run by huge families, don't want competition. So they just figure out, hey, I can convince all of these people to give us their money for plastic, for stuff that just rots and dissolves. Yo, bro, let's play together. So, yeah, okay. That's right. Hit the what? That's right. You hit it on the nose. Bam. I don't care about money as long as I keep getting head pats and naps. Right. And most people don't. But they convince women that money is more important than life. They convince people that money is life. Like that you should be chasing the almighty dollar. No. That's not how life works. Julio, shut up. No one cares about you. Julio's my buddy, brother. I care about him. Are we talking about something else? I don't know. We're all good. Goodwill is the best place to shop. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. All of this stuff is from either hand-me-downs from like my brother, my folks, or I haven't bought. The last time I bought anything like that, I bought a suit for my sister's wedding. You know, and it looks pretty freaking good too. I can put the jacket on, but ladies, be careful, ladies. Hold on. All right, here you go. Ready? What's up? How's everybody doing? And boy, I tell you what. Richard, I mean, if a device takes 1 watt on load or without load, the input is 1 watt at all times, so we can power it. Okay, hold on 1 second. All right. We'll get right there back to you. Oh, yeah. What are you talking about, dude? Oh, you're gone. It was nice knowing you. How dare, dude, trying to spread God's word and freaking talking to people like that? What are you doing? Anyway, I need a fit like that. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, so if a device takes 1 watt on load or without load, input is 1 watt all the time, and we get useful power. Okay, how can it be a motionless generator? So you just it's power in plus useful power out with the load. So like if you have a motor that's spinning or whatever, a battery's got nothing going in and it's got power coming out. But when you connect something to the battery, what's the efficiency of the system? How long does the battery last? If you put one little LED across the battery with like a 1,000 ohm resistor, a 9-volt battery, it might last for 24 hours. But if you want it to be brighter and use like a 220 ohm resistor, it'll only last for like 3 hours. So the efficiency changes and the amount of light, the amount of useful work you want out of the system. I need to fit like that. I don't know either. Dude, Google Irish comedian Ed Byrne. You look just like him. Ed Byrne. Ed Byrne. All right, let's look him up. Yeah, I don't know. I love stepping on ice when it cracks. No, yeah, I love it too. I used to love it too. Yeah, it's a good look. As you know how much it cost me? I got the shirt, the jacket, the slacks, and the shoes cost me $75. And you got people out there paying thousands, and I look like a freaking $1,000,000. And not this shirt, but I mean, just like a gray, yeah. And a toe, that's probably close to $100 with the tie. All right, my apologies, Julio. What's with the jacket? No, I'm just showing the ladies. Ed Byrne. Okay. So you get a lot of people that represent evil, that want to trick people into believing that all godly people are bad, to not follow God. So you get people that say stuff like that, have a name like that, like trust God, believe in God. But this is why you can't listen to people's words. You have to watch their actions. His action was he wants to hurt people. So he doesn't know who you are, but he wants to hurt you. So that's not the God of above. That's the God below, but he didn't say which God he was representing. Apparently we found out. You didn't do anything, Julio. He hates you just for existing. He's evil. It's also not that hard to learn to see your own clothes, just even getting someone that's slightly. Listen, most people don't even know. Hold on, let me look at this guy here. Hold on. Oh yeah, wow, he's got the same glasses as me right there. Same hair too, almost. Wow, that's pretty awesome. No, not Ed Byrne. The guy in here, he was calling himself Jesus is good or God is good, but he's just being evil. No, not this guy, my friend. Sorry, Ed Byrne. Not Ed Byrne. We were talking about somebody that was in the chat. That's my son. He's probably older. He's older than me. I'm 49. He's 53. I was born January 10th. He was born April 10th. I was born 1977. Is that your son? So, okay, listen, like when I was in high school, they taught you how to sew. They taught you home economics. They taught you how to make money and keep money in your home, not how to just spend it, not like how to DoorDash. They taught you how to boil water, how to cook noodles, how to make noodles, like taking flour, egg, and water. And like they used to teach people this stuff. But now you're just being taught to be a customer, to be a consumer, to buy everything you need. And that's where everything changed. And like you can get an oversized shirt, and if you spend seriously 30 minutes changing the hem, and you don't even have to do a good job sewing it, because the sew line is on the inside of the jacket. The hem, it's when you sew two pieces together, you do them inside out. You sew the line and then you flip it back out, so you don't see the stitching. So even if you don't do good, it still looks good. And like, right, just learning how to fit clothes and whatnot. To be honest, this is boring. The whole universe is like one. To be honest, this is boring AF. When it works, it's a whole universe is like boring. What? To be honest, this is boring AF. But when it works, it's a whole universe is like boring. I don't know what you mean. That guy, yeah, he looks young. Well, it might be a younger picture of him. These are probably his publicity photos. What up, Ooge? Just scrolling. Nice to meet you, my friend. Let's see if we can find newer pictures of him. Oh yeah, those are definitely young pictures. Let's find let's see what he looks like now. Yeah, this is what he looks like now, right there. Yeah, crazy. Doing shit. Right. But you're told not to. You're told that you need fake communities. You're told you need fake churches, fake communities, like this community, but not the community that you live around, not the people that live next door to you. Like, I have chickens that make eggs, and it helps the children of the neighbors next to me. They can eat nourishing food from something that I do, and then they do in return. Then the parents and stuff, if I need something done, they'll help, and I'll help, and it costs zero money. But people are programmed to just spend. What kind of name is that? Julio. Just kind of stupid. Okay. Yeah, do what you say. Yeah. Your neighbor's gross. Yeah. Be careful of your gross neighbors. Yeah. If your neighbors are gross, try your best to make them to not hang out with them. What up, farm life, baby? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It is. I think it's because I broke my nose so many times. I don't laugh nasally like ha 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 ha. I don't know. Yeah. He's it's not. It's not. He's just being evil. He's just being evil. But I don't care. I mean, whatever. That's the thing. You gotta don't feed the trolls. I don't care. Bro, two people. It's the same guy, dude. It's the same IP address. It's the same guy. It's the same IP address. Five Nights at Freddy's. Here we go again. Bully me instead. What's the greatest act a human can name? The realest act. I think this life or creation of life. I choose creation. Brother, I told you I'd help you however I can. You don't. But when I try to give you construction, you say you don't. You get upset rather than learning past the lumps. I'll try to help you all I can. I told you I would. My favorite non-Jew. Thank you, Dido. Dios. What's a quote you empathize with most? Me, the best quote is failure is the dotted line between starting and success. Absolutely. Yeah, people need to learn to fail, that failure is not the end of the line. Failure, most people don't try anything. They don't do nothing. They never try anything because they're afraid of failure. The people that aren't afraid to fail, they do something, they fail, they learn from it, they pivot, they continue, they find out why they failed, and they move on and move on. No problem, Duck brother. No problem, my friend. The internet is breaking culture of just being basic, nice humans, hardworking people, right? Exactly, my brother Paul. Failure is part of success, but they don't teach that. Damn, I'm afraid. Yeah, dude, brother, Ishwar. Most people are, and you like. We don't teach people how to deal with anxiety. We teach people anxiety, spend money. Emotion, spend money. Go to a doctor, do this, do that, rather than figuring out things on your own. The thing that will handle your anxiety of failure is succeeding, right? So like the people don't analyze their failures. If you fail and you say, why did I fail? And then you can say, oh, here's why I failed. Let's try it again and do this. Let's try it again and do that. And then fail again, and then fail again, and then fail again, and fail again. And people don't understand that the dotted line on the way to success is all the failures. That's why when you see it, it's dot, 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 not a big straight line, because you have to fail. And we don't teach people that. We teach people there's a loser is somebody that's afraid to fail. That's what a loser is. They're trolls because they're actually trolls that live under the bridge. All's well, my brother. All's well. What's up, Shiny Wizard? What up, Cadsby? Yeah, try something new every day, right? The problem is that the failures are very public. Yeah, so this is why reputation destruction is a big thing. This is why people will lie and say that other people do evil things or very bad things. And that's like for instance, you know this woman that's on trial right now for saying she was SA'd by a guy who was passed out. She was door dashing to him and she was told to leave the food at the door, but she opened his door and then filmed him naked, unconscious on the couch. Then instead of calling the police and saying I was SA'd, she posted it to TikTok, hoping that she would be able to set up a GoFundMe and make a bunch of money off of it. Instead, she got arrested. because she tried to destroy the guy without even know who the guy was. She tried to destroy his reputation when she just wasn't even following any directions. She should have left the food there and left. She should not have opened his door. And then she said that she didn't. But then there, the neighbors' cameras, neighbors had Ring cameras that saw that his door was closed and that she opened it. And then she had to actually look in and turn her head around to see the couch on the side of the wall. And it's just like people do this to publicly destroy, because if a girl, if anybody says they've been essayed, they feel sorry for it. So there's always, and this is why you got to know who's good people and bad people. Bad people will lie and good people won't. So if bad people lie and say this happened to them, then they can destroy people that they don't even care about. And these are the people that try, like I say all the time, people that try to, they don't care. They want to hurt whoever they have to hurt to get what they want to get. And she's reaping the question. You watch me playing chess? Sweater Kev. I'm exposing the glory that is me, him to. I am exposing the glory that is me to other channels. How are you? Hey, shiny wizard. Good. She opened the door and exposed it publicly. Right. And she was yelling, I am the victim. But she never called the police. She just did it online. And this is the problem with social media. A lot of people get themselves in troubling situations because they see like people get killed and then somebody throws a $500,000 $1 million at GoFundMe's. And they're like, well, how can I get that? That was not a smart move. No, that makes me so mad. Her walking to someone's house and seeing him naked, sleeping, crying about it. Yep. Nope, not a smart move. Bad people pretend to be good people. Absolutely happens all the time. Howdy, have you seen the Vince McMahon car crash body cam footage? No, let's take a look. Yeah, definitely. You can't be successful if you never try it. Right. The only thing you succeed at, you have to understand that you have to succeed at failing. A loser gives up the game. Losers give up. They've given up. I've seen lots of AI fails, my brother. A lot of. Okay, hold on. What are we looking up? Vince McMahon. Oh, geez. Dude, I get so embarrassed by watching that stuff too. Secondhand embarrassment or whatever it's called. Negativity is often a reflection of inner conflict. Yep, it's easy to criticize, but hard to take action. Afraid of failure, take the first step. Hardest thing to go out and meet people and try. You try and deal. So here's a big thing. People are told to be alone. Men are told they don't need no women, and women are told they don't need no man. Then they look to random strangers on the internet for direction rather than the people close to them. And then misery loves company. So then people that are in crappy life situations that tell you spend all your money, because listen, a lot of people lie to get clicks and views. You have people that are broke. They've ruined their financial system, but they act like everything's well online, and they sell courses and things like that to try to fake it till they make it. Well, you know what faking it till you make it is? It's called deception. You're being deceptive. And if you make $5 doing it, you just think if you do it more, you'll make 5,000 or 5 million. And it never goes. Okay. Oh, damn. 100 miles an hour. Let's see. Hold on. Damn, dude. I can't play the music. Yeah, he's probably hammered. You know what I do for anxiety? I read the Bible. It helps me. Yeah, no, absolutely. Me too. Right. Because this is the thing about anxiety that people don't understand. And it's not just the Bible that will do it. It's reading. It's reading, because you slow your mind, and you can't read as fast as you can think. And when you're anxious, your mind's going crazy. The act of reading something, you have to slow down, because you can't read as fast as you can speak. So it slows your brain down so you pick up what's going on. And the Bible's a great thing to do with that, because at least you're getting information about history out of it, even if you're not religious. and it's got a lot of little one-liners, a lot of little sayings that are just like the dotted line from beginning to success is failure, like that. That's actually my quote, by the way. But yeah. I define what winning is. What up, Yellow Bot? What up, frickin' Yogi? What are your thoughts on Andrew Tate? Hold on, let's see.
It's my granddaughter's birthday. I got to get this the next day. Did you see me?
He's freaking trash. I can't watch it, dude. It's so embarrassing to see people publicly freaking humiliate themselves. You're not ready for the things I'd say. Explore, learn. Oh, you're not nearly ready for things I'd say. The wizard says, explore, learn, and be more. I'll check back. All right, shiny wizard brother. Thank you. Okay, so Andrew Tate, some reading material is stressful. No. I agree. I agree. But there's a difference between stress and anxiety. But I agree. Right. So if you're saying, okay, I want to read something that will lower my stress, don't read like frickin' Fox, CNN, frickin' newspaper stuff. Find something like Harry Potter or something that you find enjoyment in. You have to change your mind. And I tell people about this all the time with anxiety. We used to use warheads, those very sour candies to get rid of anxiety. If you're anxious for no reason, or if it's such a small reason that you shouldn't be anxious about, but you are, then it's something going on in your brain. But your brain can only handle one emergency at a time. So sour or very spicy takes that, your brain moves its instead of ruminating on these bad thoughts, it'll move it to the spice or whatever, or the sour. What up, Bladero? Be good, do your best, be your best, right? That's all you do. Sorry, Andrew Tate. So Andrew Tate, and this is what people have to understand about him. He knows how to rage bait like a son of a gun. He absolutely knows. So he's super popular in some, because he's that's basically what he does. He rage baits, and that got him to the most Googled man on the internet, most Googled man on the internet. And some of his stuff is wise, and some of it's not. So I would find a more wholesome mentor. I would find a more wholesome, it's just going to get you in trouble. And this is what I think. I think everybody should move away out of sex for a while. Like the sex thing. I don't care how you have sex. I don't care who you have sex with. I don't care about any of that. What are you doing besides sex to get yourself better in life? A lot of people think that they can just marry into it, but the problem is no matter where you go, you are there. So if you don't have yourself settled, you're always going to be anxious and you're always going to be depressed, and you got to get all that taken care of. So, I mean, he's perfect for the internet, because he gets hate watched, he gets love watched, he gets, So you have ADHD. Yes, very, 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 very bad. Yeah. Very, very bad. Nipundix. Define good. The opposite of evil. Pushing people towards health and happiness. Righteousness. What up, Loretta? How long have we met? Blade, probably a while, my brother. I think you're on the wall, too. Why rage bait? Some can't fish. That's true. The modern age starts in 1453. What up, Dex? I don't care about. Yeah, listen. So let's talk about that for a second. I'm 49 years old. I'm not married yet. I don't have any kids, but I do want them. So what am I going to do? I need to make sure that I've got enough money and funding and resources to be able to take care of a wife and kids, family, and that goes on. So I'm using the next 3 years to build this as big as I can get it. Work with advertisers and everything, and make sure that I've got everything coming in. That once I get to that point, then whatever social circles I find myself in, if I find a girl that also did that same thing and also got herself to a point where she's willing to work hard but is now done and wants to be a wife and a mother, then all the money that she's made can go into her investments, and then we can work on building a family as a company. And then the family, her and me, like co-owners of the company, absolutely. Something like that, but not just finding some wackadoodle with big boobs on the internet that I want to kiss on the lips. You know, that's not the way to find people. That's the way to stay on dating apps. Dating apps are pimps, and they try to make men and women hoes because they just want to reuse you over and over again. Remember, they're subscription services. They don't want you to pay once and find your true love. They're absolutely designed to make you find people you're not compatible with, so that you go out and you spend money. Think of all the advertisers that are on there, the local companies, the local bars and restaurants. They don't want you going out to dinner once and then getting married. They want you going out to dinner with 5 different girls and 16 different guys and whatever. Yeah. That's what's funny. A broken clock can be right twice a day. Andrew Tate, rage, babe, but careful becoming part of someone else's cause or crusade. I agree. It goes to make sense to bother me. Bang the ghost. You got to find a young wife, 49-year-old. Absolutely. The most important thing, and I understand this, even though it hurts women's feelings, I understand that there's a pregnancy window. Over 35 triples the possibility for Down syndrome and issues. And they don't want women having kids young. They want women making a bunch of money, then getting out of their fertile window so that they spend all the money they just saved on IVF. And then now you have a kid and you're broke. So it's all a scam. It's all a scam, right? You're listening to the people that would send you to war, and you think that they care about your well-being. They don't. They don't. They want you. They want all of your money. But yeah, absolutely. You lost me. Company. Which one? Hold on, we'll watch Julio's thing in a second. What are you talking about? You talking about Mormon? I don't know what I'm talking about. Sex and sexuality should be at the bedroom. Right. But they make so much money off of making us whores. They want us, they don't want us, married couples, coupled, even boyfriends and girlfriends, spend less money than single men and women. Single women spend the most money out of percentage of their earnings. So that's what they want. If they can keep you single, you're just going to keep blowing your money. Look, every man and every woman shouldn't have a house separately, because then what if you find your true love? Who sells the house? Then you argue over it. You sell yours. No, you sell yours. We'll put my name on yours. No, what if we break up? Right. And they want all that contention because then the lawyers make money off of it. Don't buy a house until you're ready until you have a family. There's no need to purchase a house if you're not going to have a family. It's especially and women at 25 are buying homes just to tell the internet that I'm independent. You're nuts. You're crazy. You can't do that. You don't understand the future steps. But most people never think more than 15 minutes into the future, and that's who separates the people that you want to be around and the people you don't want to be around. Appreciate you taking amper comment. No problem, Duck Sniper. All right, let's watch Julio's thing here.
Slow down there.
Oh, jeez. I will give you 3 seconds and guess what happens. Oh, man. They just slid. Oh, no. He's going to jump. Oh, I missed it. I thought he was going to. Damn, what a great freaking. Look, he just went through that crash and he still got the wherewithal to dodge this bike. That's so crazy. Nice freaking reflex. But they train to have those reflexes like that. Woogs booga. What up, fat bong brother? Mammon. I've cracked. You're nuts. Why dating apps are not the average man's best friend. I met all my girlfriends in the real world. Right. Listen, you don't know how serious prostitution is and human sex trafficking. So many when I was in the movie industry, So many girls that are on dating apps they're there because they have to. They do not get food and water unless they get places given to them from bad people, and they have to stay on the apps, and that's why they want to blend in. The girls that are required by their pimps to have a rotation, they're the ones telling you that you should have one too, because if their lives are going to be ruined, they want yours to be ruined too. And so you've had all these people that are twisted and broken trying to break everyone else because they feel their lives are ruined. You got to stay away from that stuff. Dating apps are worthless. You don't want to date. Dating, if you're not trying to get married, don't date. It's just a way to spend money. What we talking about? We talking about everything, brother. Then give me your house. It looks like what I typically do on my bikes. Stop the cap, Richard. What? What am I capping about? I'm 62. I've been through menopause. I don't get excited like I used to. I bought a car before a house, and I cooked. So I mean, you're married, aren't you? Listen. It depends when you bought the house. If you're buying a $300,000-$400,000 house and you're in your 20s, that's not, and especially if you've already got student loan debt. This is my point. If you can buy the house, fine, and use it as an investment property. But the people that do it just to tell the internet because they think that's how you get successful, it's a big problem. They know they get wrapped up, dude. There's so many, there's over 300,000 people that were evicted last year, and most of them, 75%, were young women. What up, toilet brother? The best way a woman is doing Omegle. You're on the wall, brother. I'm living in Vegas. I can tell you the prostitution here is absolutely a problem. I feel bad for the girls. Yeah, dude, me too. But then look at the girls on the internet, the straight up feminist girls. Listen, the feminist girls are just women trying to be pimps a lot of time. They want you to pimp yourselves out because they did. And it's just broken. Like, you look at the freaking Epstein files, a lot of the names that are blocked out aren't men. They're women that were being used to bring more women in, but no one talks about that. It's like, we need to arrest all of these men. They're blanked out names. You don't know whose names they're. A lot of those are women. But he's the one that broke them. Right. But when you turn 18, it's up to you to say, I shouldn't bring more people into this situation. But some people want to watch the world burn. Selling your body is the easy route. However, me not being in their situation, I ask myself, who am I to judge? Right. No, I understand that too. Marriage is a formal contract of prostitution. A lot of times it can be. But I got the car before we bought the house. If you can afford it and everything, that's a different thing. I should have spoken a little more clearly. I'm talking about people that are already $80,000 in debt with a degree that will never turn into a career, that buy homes just because they're told that they need a house, they need a degree and their own house, and I pay my own bills. If you want to be in a family, that's the backwards from what you want to do. It's backwards. And it's because the internet is for marketing and advertising. And you have to be careful if it's good people or bad people that you're marketing to. I still can't believe how far I came to this channel. Why? I like the box fan. You like the box fan? From Phoenix. Wow, welcome to Atlanta, Georgia. Kahana. Marriage is a formal contract of prostitution that society celebrates. AI drained my energy. Yeah, dude. AI's rough, brother. And you got to be careful with that stuff. I didn't go to college. I didn't want to get. Well, yeah, and this is why you could afford a house. Right? So that's good. Because you're doing it because you wanted an asset, then that's great. That's absolutely great. I'm talking about the average, get your degree, sis, get your house, sis, you don't need no man. No, that's a problem. People are getting wrecked. Yeah, if everything's straight with you, all right, look what's up at Julio saying. I'm going to Florida in April. I'm going to Florida in April too. All right, let's see. Okay, where were we? Ranking. What the hell is that? Is that a bird? Oh, it's a deer on an F1 track. No way.
look like.
So his mirrors are looking down the pit straight, not down the pit lane. Now they're looking at the sky.
Here's Maldonado coming out of the pits and straight into Esteban Gutierrez.
Whoa, what was that?
And his car's still fine. Wheels just flew off. Yeah, you can't steer without that. They must have forgot to torque down his. That's crazy. Both wheels flew off
for
at the same
fifth,
time.
but the German is too eager on the brakes, and the repercussions are horrific.
Repercussions. No way. No way. That's freaking crazy. South Park episode about about Butters being a pimp, covering a bit of these topics. Yeah, dude, they've done a lot of good for the world. Genesis 2:18, and the Lord God said, "It's not good that a man should be alone. I will make him a helper comparable to him." Right, and then you have people that don't read the Bible at all that say, "Oh no, they want you to submit to me. You're not going to submit to no man." No, that's not how the world works. That's not how the world works. That's how they want to convince you. What's up with the cryptids? Here's a serious question. Which I'm young. I need advice, please. If a computer file is stuck in a loop forever doing an action without escape, is it suffering or a bad action if a human restarted the loop? This is so computer programs don't have souls, right? If it's looping, it's burning processing power. It's something that you invested in. You're paying for the electricity going into that device. They want you to let it run forever so that you've got to pay money and your computer is slowed down for doing other tasks. You stop it. If someone keeps doing something bad over and over and over and over again, what eventually happens? Yeah, no. Yeah, computers aren't sentient. AI is not sentient just because it sounds like it is. You've got to stop it. You got to find out why the loop happened, fix it and start it back up. You have to mark your points here. If you're in a loop, end the program. View the logs. Why did the loop happen? Fix it. That loop is a failure. If it's a failure, if it's looping because you want it to, because it's like looping waiting for input, that's a different thing. John Jones, which cryptid is your favorite? Let's look it up. Hold on, we'll look up some cryptids here. Can you put my name on the wall? Yeah, I got you, brother. Hold on. Give me 1 second. There we go. Bam. Let's see if we can find a better one to read. They're all written all wackadoodle. Sasquatch. That's everybody's favorite. All right, Blade. All right, hold on 1 second, brother. Hold on. What I call you, mate? You're a real interesting fella. Call me Richard. It's fine, brother. Brother man. All right, 1 second. So let's got the marker, and then I'm gonna put Blade. Wait, all right, got you, brother. Okay. All right, bam. Me too. My name on the wall, please. Farm life. All right, brother. I got you. Harder to get a job with a degree. You got it. Genetic algorithm. All right, we'll look at that 1 second. There he is. What up, my brother? All right, Fernando. F-E-R-N-A-N-D-O. Fernando. All right, there we go. All right, sorry. Would have a clue in it? No. Well, so here's the interesting thing, and let's talk about that, right? So Wally Pizza, thanks for subscribing. So do you know what the spark of life is? The spark of life, when a sperm enters an egg deep inside of a woman's body, there's actually a flash of light. Why would there be a flash of light? Why would evolution make it so that when a sperm and egg come together, light is released? Because the person that designed the system, or the thing that designed the system, knew that we would be able to see that happen. Because evolution would make that not happen, because it's a waste of energy. This is what's interesting. Look at this. All right, and then we'll look up the genetic algorithm. Spark of life, zinc. Oops. The zinc spark of life. So this is what happens when a sperm and an egg meet. Let me get this. Hold on. Let's do this. Sorry.
This is actual footage of the moment life begins. It's called the zinc spark, a burst of light that happens the instant a sperm fuses with an egg. This
So
flash is
that's
no
the
coincidence.
soul
It's triggered by a
entering the
sudden
body.
surge of calcium inside the egg, releasing millions of zinc ions into the surrounding space, creating this incredible light show. But it's more than just beautiful, it's essential. The brighter the spark, the healthier the egg, a signal of its ability to support life. It also plays a role in protecting the egg, helping to prevent multiple sperm from entering. This is literally the first step in the process that led to you. If life begins with a flash of energy, what does that say about you? Right now,
So-
every cell
so-
in your body is generating over 1 trillion electrical signals per second, all powered by the same force that lit up the very beginning of your life. It's in every
Right.
thought.
So life comes from life, right? So if we clone somebody, you can do that by taking existing life and making existing life. Like a lot of people that in the abortion topic issue, they think that they're taking some of these babies, like when they talk about wanting them at 9 months, they're delivering them and they're actually keeping them alive. Epstein file, crazy stuff. Listen, don't freaking come. So if you can edit them genetically so that as they grow into what you used to be, then they'll look like you, apparently, or theoretically. But and then they have their own soul but just putting a bunch of cells in a dish, they've already got DNA. They're already programmed, and that's what a lot of people don't understand. Will it go to fruition? We can clone dogs now. Like you can take your dead dog and have it cloned, and you have a dog goes around. How does that go? I guess we'll have to see. Dog men are cool, but Wendigo are scary. Wendigo are nuts. Holy glow up after growing hair out. You think might have done a second only not getting married. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, brother, it happens. What up, Jonathan? What up, Blaster Cyst? What up, Lamb? It's in the Bible about that. Yes, getting zinky with it. Yeah, brother. Yes, brother. Listen, there's a lot to learn, my friend. A lot to learn. Yeah. Energy can't be created or destroyed. Also, the chance of you being here is so small. You have a chance of winning the lottery 300 million times in a row. Yes, right. People don't understand because they don't teach us this in school. They don't want us questioning this. They want us thinking that we're all just star accidental dust from the Big Bang that coalesced, it turned into people. It's not how life works. And so scientists that want to act like they make life in a dish, they change the definition. Just like during COVID, the COVID vaccine didn't meet the definition for vaccine, so they changed the definition of vaccine so they could call it a vaccine. And so a vaccine used to be defined as an item, product, or process that either killed or prevented the spread of and the COVID vaccine was meant to not prevent it, not kill it, but make it less worse. So that's called a treatment. That's not called a vaccine. So they actually changed the definition of the word vaccine. And this is the problem. So you have scientists that want the power and money for finding life in a dish, so they change it. Life is defined as something that reproduces, that benefits from its environment, and is self-sustaining. And they can't make anything like that. So now they just say something like, so it has a metabolism. Yeah, and they just change the definition and then say, hey, I've discovered life. No, you didn't. But if you look up, did science create life? You have to see how they define the word life. Put the new meaning to the light of life, right, brother? Right? It's just the chance of being here was spoken into existence. It's not a math problem, right? I agree. But we already know this, right? The problem is there's a lot of people still stuck because we've been lied to for so long. that people have to go against their previous programming, and education, you'll get there. But a lot of people stop learning after high school and college. They think that that's it. They know everything now. And they don't understand that even when they're graduating, the books that they use to read have the theories and hypotheses in those have already been updated. But they don't want to have to rewrite all the new books and curriculums every time. So it's only like every 10 years. So everybody that's graduated is 10 years behind the cutting edge science. Quantum mechanics says differently. No, it doesn't. You're talking about quantum mechanical theory. Theory. I'm learning more here than I learned in school. 110th grade. Well, 110th grade. That's right. My grandma called you Wizard Glass. This is back. I love the freaking it. What's up, Caven? Caven? I never got. Me neither. Quantum levels are limited to what we can see, which goes the idea of pushing dimensions of the fields to another level we can't see. Right. And the thing is, the quantum mathematics are only showing us things we can already see, and then the theory and the hypotheses are things that haven't yet been seen yet. So people say, oh, because this happens, there might be multiple universes. You can never prove it. So it's great. You can say, hey, can I get $1 million to study to see if there's multiple universes? And they're like, sure, here you go. And then at the end of that year, you're like, I'm almost there. Can I get a couple million? I mean, like 5 billion more. And they're like, sure, here you go, 5 billion more. And so they just say, oh, I'm closer. Look, in 2013 or 2003, they said they were 3 to 5 years away from creating life in a petri dish. And then 3 to 5 years had passed, and they said, oh, probably about 2 more years. Oh, it got more complex. We just found out about epigenetics. So there's a whole nother layer. So we need about 10 more years. And they just keep moving the goalpost. Did you know that levitating foam with ultrasound, you can see time crustal material? I saw it somewhere. Not sure if it's real, but cool. But new physics, you can achieve the same with cheap. Yeah. You don't need money. You don't need money. You just need to find out what, the material science involved. And you can find, you don't realize you can get lithium and molybdenum from lube spray and stuff like that. And you can use that in very complex physics in your own freaking bathroom. They just have very pure versions. But I agree, brother. A material that's oscillating forever. How physics is playing this shit. So nothing oscillates forever. What they do is they define forever. Like just because we have things that have been oscillating for 40 years, like we discover a star that's been spinning. We saw it 40 years ago and it's still oscillating or whatever. We can say it's oscillate forever because it'll be 10 billion years before the star explodes. So they're just telling you what they think, but it's not what they know because no one's been there forever to tell you, yep, it's been forever and it's still oscillating. Okay, it's been another forever. It's still oscillating. It's just the way that it's communicated. You got to learn what gatekeeping is. So the people that actually have the knowledge about that are deceptive so that other people can't find out exactly what they're doing. They throw you off. They throw you off the path by telling you to follow a red herring or ether is better than ultrasounds. Hey, what up, Derek? No jab, gene therapy. Yeah, dude. Not only that, but you hear about the crazy stuff they just said about the Epstein files, that Epstein wanted to get every person or every girl in the world pregnant with his baby. So apparently they were talking about using his DNA in the COVID jab. Freaking crazy. My comment got deleted. I was trying to be argumentative, but upset that comment didn't fit. That wasn't, dude, we didn't delete it. If it got deleted, YouTube did that. Yeah, if one of us deleted it, it'll say Duck the Sniper comment deleted by, and it'll say the moderator's name. If it's just gone, YouTube did that. I promise you. You said you were lurking, so I said hello. Richard, please investigate the device. All right, we can look into it. We got a lot of other things we're going through right now, brother, but we can look into it. Isn't it scary to see people who look just like you? I see so many women. I'm like, oh shit, we are. Right? Yeah. And listen, imagine how it is in the movie industry, especially when women are all using the same surgeons for their lip filler and their Botox and their facial implants and their BBLs. Like, everybody's in that industry is starting to look the same sunken cheeks from GLP-1, the same duck lips and all that. But yeah, but when you start seeing people really looking alike, they are genetic. I mean, just think about Genghis Khan. Genghis Khan's got like 90 million grandkids and whatnot because he raped so many women across the world. Let me see. How many people on Earth have Genghis Khan's DNA? 0.5 of the global percent of the global population. About how many people that some areas have 8% of the men in one region of China are related to Genghis Khan. 16 million figures frequently cited. I like the girl you stream with looks like me, but a few years older. The world's interesting, isn't it? Think about how many people say that the people that I look like, right? Yeah, I get it like 5 times a stream. A couple billion. Yeah, I was off. It's 16 million. Mercedes or BMW? Honestly, Mercedes has much better reliability in the long term. BMW definitely has the sleekness and whatnot, but they're so expensive to fix. They break a lot. Is time relative or not? It's pretty relative, right? But then you look into the quantum physics stuff, and so it depends how deep you look. Everything seems to be a fluctuating field, and this is the problem with dating. Dating using physics to date things. We can say this rock is 1 million years old, but that's because we're thinking that the materials in that rock decrease at a set pace, but we have no idea. We don't know. The Earth might have been 75 degrees warmer 10,000 years ago, and then the carbon-14 or whatever might have decreased faster. We might have an ice age and it slowed down. This is why they give big gaps in aging, because they don't know. They don't know. They're just guessing. But they're saying, here's a great thing about dating something. If you walk into a bathroom and there's a cup under a faucet and the faucet is dripping and the cup is half full, how long has the cup been there? So what you do, you take the drip rate and you assume the cup was empty when the drip started. You understand what I mean? They don't know how much was in there to begin with. When they measure carbon-14 and stuff like that, they don't know how much was in there to begin with. So they're just guessing it probably had this much. But the same thing, when you walk into the bathroom and the cup's half full and it's dripping 1 drop a second, but you don't know before you walked in, maybe it was dripping at 6 drops a second, and you don't know. You don't know, and no scientists know either. The ones that say they do are lying, and this is the problem. The way that they write their studies is they don't mention all this stuff. They say they assume the rate was this forever, but maybe the sun was closer. Maybe one time an asteroid flew by, or another star and bombarded us with more radiation, and so maybe we're way older than we think we are, or maybe we're way younger than we think we are, because we don't know what was happening 30,000 years ago, because there's no history. It's absolutely crazy. No problem, Patriots fan. You look like XQC. To the length of life, tongue in cheek. Gotcha, brother. How are you, Mel? You sound like smart. You sound like a smart ass. This is a compliment, by the way. Thank you, Clippa. I spent a lot of time educating myself. I'm a high school dropout. I'm a college dropout. So I wasn't educated in the formal way. And I think that's good, because I know for sure a lot of the education we get is just bullcrap. It's just theory that's taught as fact. And then when you look into it, most people don't look into what they learned in school after school. Like, hey, what's changed? Like, I read the science book in high school. What's changed since it was written in 1986? Oh, hundreds of thousands of things. Well, why aren't they in the book? Because it costs money to print those books, and they want to make money off you. And it's like, it's so crazy. And then if someone got famous saying that the cup in the bathroom has been there for 20 years, and then you find out, oh, someone went in there 5 seconds ago and put the cup there, but you weren't there, so you don't know. They're like, no, you were wrong. They were like, well, don't tell anybody that, because everybody likes me on the internet now because they think that I figured out this problem. So they don't say, hey, I was wrong. I take all the research money away. You know, would you feel comfortable telling an adult cloned human that you don't think he has a soul, even if by all accounts they're a lovely person in betterment of society? So here's the problem. So the way that connects to real life is people are going to say that about AI. They're going to say, you don't know that it doesn't have a soul, so you should treat it like that. But then think about how easily you're lied to. Think about how easy it is for humans to lie to you and deceive you and convince you of things, and how subjective you subjective, not subjective, subversive, not subversive. I can't think of the term, but anyway, how easily suggestible, how easy it is for you to be, how suggestible you are to things, and so AI speaking like humans, speaking like a beautiful girl, you know, you're like, oh wow, and then you know, and this is the problem. This is a huge problem. If someone walks up to me, and listen, I also believe in evil. I also believe some people are possessed. So this is the problem I have about cloning. What if they do have a soul? You think it's godly? You think it's evil? Well, they can lie to you and be deceptive, and then come to find out that like maybe the first person that's cloned will be the Antichrist that's talking about in the Bible. You know, yeah, it might have a soul, but it might not be a righteous one. It might be. I mean, we know evil exists. That's very easy to see. You see the disregard for human life. Our automated systems have flagged your recent account for a potential violation to spam, deceptive practices, and scams. Look at this. YouTube strike mode 2. Thank you. Thank you, YouTube. Yeah, YouTube doesn't do that. YouTube would just if you're playing some music or watching me, they'll just shut your stream down. That's so funny. And this is what I'm talking about deception. So somebody might not like what I'm saying, so they want to plant the seed in your head that I'm being deceptive. But I'll always show my sources. I'll always show you guys. I'll always show you. Let's see. You got 3 subscribers. That's so funny. I look at the guy's name. I freaking love it. I'm going to subscribe to this guy. I love it. I absolutely love it. I love it. I love people. Souls aren't real. Yeah. You better hope, right? Bible 3 dropped. They wanted a chip with that Neuralink. Yeah, that's kind of crazy shit too. You think evil will always come when you least expect it. True evil. I think I found it. Might be your neighbor. Right. Listen, dude. People don't care about the well-being of other people. They don't care. Listen, there are ways that all of us could be much healthier and much happier, and it's so simple. And the governments know this, the countries know this, the companies know this, and they don't want that for us. They want us to feel like crap all the time and argue so that we never, ever come together and say, no, stop that. And, so that's pretty freaking evil. Duck, that was just nonsense. Unforeseen Johnny. Vaping is 20 times worse than smoking cigarettes. 100, yeah, more than that. Definitely more than that. Here's the problem with smoking cigarettes. Smoking cigarettes it's 2 things. It's not just the burning of the tobacco, because cigars aren't as bad for you. It's what they spray on the tobacco, because they need to make so many millions of cigarettes. They grow big plots of tobacco farms, and then they spray them with all kinds of wackadoodle chemicals to kill the bugs and everything. But they don't wash the leaves off before they put them in cigarettes. So you're smoking all that stuff. And it's absolutely crazy. People have changed for the worse. I agree. I think people lost a lot of hope. And I could definitely feel myself shifting that direction, in my early 40s, and then because I felt like shit all the time. I was like, this is what life's all about? Feeling like crap, waking up, working for somebody that don't give a crap about you, that'll lay you off once the job's done, and then like exhausted at night, exhausted during the day, and come to find out it was just a bunch of vitamin deficiencies and stuff because I'm inside all the time. Yeah, I listen. You definitely need to stop vaping. The biggest problem with vaping isn't the nicotine. The biggest problem is the other crap that's in there. The metals that are heated up to vaporize and the fake plastic, fake cotton polyfill that's used as the wicking material, like that heating up to very, very high temperatures to vaporize it. You're breathing in heavy metals. And that shit's not good. And the countries that make those things don't really care. They're taking crap metal that shouldn't be in the human body and making coils and stuff with it. Unforeseen Johnny, you all right? No, he'll be all right. He's a spammer. Generally nonsense, or should I be terms like always? No. You're fine, brother. He does it. Some people just aren't happy. Some people just aren't happy. It's all right. All right, let's see. I was going to ask, where would you find the vitamins you take to help with fatigue? Anywhere, absolutely anywhere. I mean, I get mine on Amazon usually, but anywhere. There's Unforeseen. He's unhappy. Let's give him a sub. Maybe it'll cheer him up. All right, let's see. So let's do this. I didn't watch Fall It. You didn't spam. You just didn't seem happy. Souls aren't real, and telling Duck that was nonsense. But you didn't spam. You're good. You're better off smoking cigarettes than vaping. You're better off smoking cigars. Listen, when you see rich people, okay, why are they smoking cigars? Because they know cigarettes are absolute 100% toxic. Vitamin B12, when you smoke cigarettes, the cyanides in cigarettes convert cobalamin in your body to cyanocobalamin, the non-active form of B12. And then you feel exhausted all the time because you're not getting the cobalamin to give you the energy that you need. And you're not getting the cobalamin to make dopamine and serotonin and melatonin, so you have sleep issues and whatnot. And that's not really from the tobacco, so to speak. It's from the cigarette. It's from the cyanides and stuff that's in the cigarettes themselves. What up, the soul? Just join. No, you're good, brother. You're good, brother. We're all good. You're good. I take B12. But here, I'll show you. Vitamin B12, methylcobalamin. This is what I take. And actually, here's the exact one right there. That's exactly what I take right there. We'll go to the Amazon link here. Superior source, and it just dissolves under your tongue. Yeah, that's it right there. Superior source, methylcobalamin, not cyanocobalamin. Thank you, brother. Did you check? Oh, let's check it out right now. Every day, that's right, absolutely. Learn something new every day, or 40 things. And then the vitamin D3 is very important to use with B12. And most people, listen, the biggest problem that most people in America don't understand is how much chlorine and chloramide is in our tap water. Your body cannot absorb vitamins and nutrients when you have a bunch of chlorine killing the bacteria and stuff in your body. You need that stuff. There's more bacteria DNA in your body than you DNA in your own body. And that's how things get across the gut wall. So you can't, if you feel like crap all the time, but I drink plenty of milk, and well, that's because you're not absorbing it from it. So yeah, that's absolutely what, okay, let's look up genetic wackadoodle. I need to put a link so I can get like 30 cents when you guys buy that, so I don't have to freaking mow so many lawns. Probably 10 people a day probably buy this stuff from. Okay, the genetic algorithm. Okay, a heuristic search optimization technique inspired by Darwin's theory of natural evolution, commonly tied to find high-quality solutions to complex, non-linear problems by mimicking processes like selection, crossover, and mutation. It maintains a population of candidates solutions that evolve over generations, improving search to the fittest individuals. Right. So it learned, but you know that Darwin's theory of evolution ended up being incorrect. And I'll tell you why. Darwin even said if the cell is more complex, Darwin speaking about cell complexity. Okay. Darwin did not know of the molecular complexity of the cell. He thought a cell was a simple globule of protoplasm. He didn't know about DNA. He didn't know about RNA. He didn't know about the powerhouse of the cell. He didn't know about anything. So he thought. So that's why he thought everything could come from nothing. He thought it was just a Lego block, and you could just build them together to make hands and arms and legs. So he said that if it was more complex than that, if the cell was more complex than a globule of protoplasm, his theory would be wrong. But so before we found out about DNA, which was in the 1950s, and he figured this out in the 1800s, 1830s, 1880. I'll have to look, but it's in the 1800s. So once we found DNA, we knew he was wrong because we've never seen DNA turn into another DNA. So if you have one cell from me, it's got everything it needs to make my whole body, but it doesn't have what it needs to make a giraffe. That's a completely different DNA. Absolutely. So we've never seen one DNA turn into one species turn into another species. So he ended up being wrong. But when did Darwin's theory come out? 1859. So 100 years later. 100 years later is when we discovered DNA. So, but over that 100 years, everybody thought he was right. So 100 years of textbooks, 100 years of PhD students teaching regular students, and then them students becoming teachers and teaching thousands and millions and hundreds of millions of more students, all to believe this. To find out it was wrong in 1955, they're not going to go back and be like, sorry, because you have people that had careers of 40 years or more teaching. Their whole career was teaching and about how great Darwin's idea was. So they didn't want to be like, oops, okay, because there was all kinds of labs and schools set up that were funded by governments and rich people to look more into Darwin's theory. And then finding out it was wrong, everybody would lose their jobs and everything. And we're talking about the education system. So they figured it would be better just to keep lying. You think there's dangers in chewing tobacco? Listen, if you grow your own tobacco, I don't think there's dangers in chewing tobacco. I do not think so. The problem is the same tobacco you're chewing is the same stuff that they're smoking. And that's the crap that's been super sprayed with all kinds of pesticides and stuff. Dude, listen, we've got a huge link just between Roundup, glyphosate, and cancers, mouth cancers. People, yeah, so, and remember, everybody used to smoke all the time, hand rolling cigarettes, growing your own tobacco. It wasn't until the late 1800s, early 1900s that we even started seeing cancers at all. Your video, oh, sorry. Is it back all right? Looks like I lost 700 frames. I need this, no problem. Take 1 to 2. I take 5,000. I take 5,000 micrograms, which is 5 milligrams, but that's just one tablet. And because I was very deficient. But yes, I agree. You are a true cell. Thank you, my friend. The pictures of the genetic algorithm is simple in the picture. Hey, thank you, Brianna. Hey, thank you, girl. Thank you. Okay, yeah, we'll look at it. Sorry. What was I looking up? Genetic algorithm. Genetic algorithm. I mean, it's a pyramid scheme, if I remember correctly. The same look as a pyramid, but yeah, I remember studying it years ago when they were first talking about when it was theoretical before they started doing anything with it. But yeah, genetic. I mean, it's kind of hard to speak. Most people don't even know what they're looking at. But you got a whole bunch of stuff, and then everything has a weight. Yeah. We don't have to go into it, but I have to go. I really appreciate the format. Now you take time to highlight everyone's comment. You seem like a great dude. I hope you have a good day. Thank you, Duck, brother. Thank you. I wanted you to take a look at the picture, see how simple it was. Yeah, no, right. Yeah, cool. Respectfully saying, no, understood. Absolutely. Yeah, right. Yeah, yes. So, and I mean, it's a little weighty, right? But like how it works, you have an item number, and then they have something called a chromosome that each has a value, and then how much you respect that value, and then it just keeps cycling through. So basically, this is why it works. So many people have Googled. Searched for so many of the same topics. Remember, AI can't come up with new topics. It can only search what it has a memory of, right? Like we can, like Darwin came up with something new, even though he was wrong. And Isaac Newton came up with calculus in 1665. You know, it's like, so like we can add to education. Right now, AI can help you find things from the information it has using this genetic algorithm, but the information has to already exist. You know, it's very, very, very interesting. And the thing is, it's deceiving a lot of people but most people don't understand that when they test AI, they're testing on something that they already know exists. Like, make me Linux, and then it makes Linux, but Linux already exists. Right? Like you're like saying, make me a new operating system that's better than Linux. It won't do it. Just use NRT. Hey, yeah, you got MRT. Yeah. Yeah, no, and that's great. No, yeah, the nicotinides. No, yeah, absolutely. And actually, what you call has it now. And I agree. Nicotine therapy replacement, but the nicotinides, what you call has it now, Pure Bulk, and that's who I get my creatine and stuff through. It's just creatine, and you can get just nicotine, like so you can make your own. You can add a little bit to your coffee or whatever, right? The reason people searched for nicotine and tobacco for thousands of years was because it was one of the best anti-parasitics. Absolutely, and we didn't have no way to get rid of parasites before except for things that were naturally anti-parasitic, like nicotine. Like nicotine was used as a bug spray, you know, when we learned to extract it. I think we will find things unmatched wonder and horrors to freeze our souls. Let's go. What up, Blue Sky? Can you please put a picture? Yes. Here, this is the exact one I use. I'll throw up a Amazon link. Man, I really got to make a freaking affiliate link. It won't fit in the chat. Here, this is what it's called. Hey, Blue Sky, you're on the Discord, right? Here, whatever. Here, let me just do this. Here, this will work. Here. There you go. So search for that on Amazon. There are less than 10 instructions we can make complexity. Yeah. Right, because it already exists. It already exists. The algorithms that have trained this have already been done. So when you ask AI to do something, it's doing stuff that's already happened. When you say write me a song, it doesn't create new instruments and a new way to sing. It redoes other stuff, but it might chop it up and mix it together, and it's learned that from hip hop and sampling and stuff like that. It's learned how long a sample is used in songs or hooks and whatnot, and it's so it can just grab stuff that already exists and makes it. And a big thing about the video is we have video games and we have bone rigging, skeletal rigging in games. So it can just make that and then skin it, whatever skin you want it to use, you know, and it's gotten really, really, really good at that. But people don't understand how expensive it is. Like, they're letting us have it for free now to get us addicted to it, but it's going to be thousands of dollars. Like they're expecting, if you want to replace a a secretary that just looks up stuff that you already exist. They don't need to do anything new. They're a secretary. They cost about $40,000 a year in energy just for the AI data center to run, to do what one person does 8 hours a day. It's like $40,000 just in power. You know, and we don't understand that because people are so removed with the actual truth of how things work. And then so there's $40,000 in power, but then the AI company needs their cut too. So they're going to add something on top of that. So it's pretty close. Just because it can replace your job, it doesn't mean it can do it for cheaper. And that's what people don't understand. They don't understand everything that's involved. What up, Robert, brother? About an hour and 24 minutes ago, my brother. Richard, where's the flaw in this idea? Generators can run forever. If a person could turn it motionless, magnets wear out after decades. Problem because coils and iron, right? So the problem is, right, if you using so you have a permanent magnet and an electromagnet. Permanent magnets degrade. So if you put two permanent magnets together, it'll degrade over time. So if you could make it motionless. But this is the thing. When you use coils, you have to understand that you're activating the coil and the iron core or the ferrite core at a frequency, which means you have a device chopping that circuit, making that frequency. Then there's heat. And that's why when you plug in transformers, you can hear the buzz. That's the windings vibrating together. So that creates heat. So there's always everything ends up degrading down. And dude, it's a great thing to think about, and you're gonna be disappointed, but you're gonna learn so much. You're gonna learn so much about how everything works. I'm telling you it doesn't, but I'm not telling you not to try, because that's how you learn. And just because you'll fail at the end, or you're likely to fail, then you shift and you continue, and you fail again and you shift and continue. And just the journey is worth it. Just the journey of learning. You can't just be like, oh no. Just the journey. There's air around you, temperature matters, noise matters, the power that you get to make the magnetization, the degradation, the iron rusts over time, and it rusts faster when it's heated up, and the electro. So it's absolutely possible. It's absolutely possible to make something. The problem is, to make it happen with zero losses, you have to bring it down to very, very, very cold. You need a lot of energy to remove that heat to make, and this is why superconductors work. They would work forever if they could stay cold forever, but it costs millions of dollars to make that much liquid nitrogen or liquid helium or liquid oxygen to keep it cold, and you wouldn't make more electricity than you get. I eat 1 carrot every day. Everyone should. I agree. Yeah. Superior. Yeah, that's me. You got it. Okay. What up, Alicia? Yeah, you need some B12 too. So many people completely ignore the imminent impact AI is taking over. One guy at a cafe said AI is not good yet. There's no way. How can you be so optimistic? Or is it just ignorance? No, listen, because they're lying. Did you hear what I was just saying, Alicia, about the power, the power consumption? Like AI can replace you, but it's so expensive. It's so expensive to replace an 8-hour employee as a standard secretary would cost about $40,000 in power. Then what is the AI company charging you just for that? And they might charge you an extra $20,000 a year. So that's $60,000 a year just to run and this is before you do the programming that's required to have to teach the AI how to do the person's job. So it would be better to just pay somebody $55,000 a year or $60,000 a year, because then you don't need to, when you need to change something like, hey, I need you to do this. Well, that's not in my job description. And that's the problem with AI. They can't say, hey, Alicia, I need you to run out and grab me a freaking 2x4 because AI can't do that. AI can't stand up, and so there's all the downsides, but none of it's being published because it's all positive reinforcement. It's all market manipulation. They want everyone to believe that they're all going to lose their jobs to AI, so you better invest in these AI companies. And the AI companies will fail to do it because no one understands how expensive it is, because they're giving it to us for free while they build so they can write all this off when their taxes for research and development. But even just having a small image made costs like $15 in power. And this is a big problem. People don't understand. And it sucks. Right. But it's so expensive. Like, let's see. Power costs to run a Chat GPT client for 8 hours. Oh, never mind. That's a day. 40 to $80,000. So people don't understand, because we're getting it for free, because they're doing their research and development. So they get to write all these taxes off so they can pocket the money. But it's so stupid expensive. It won't. Just because it can do it doesn't mean the efficiency's there. Photonics run in a room temperature super fast, low power. Adding one thing might make it as powerful as reality. Okay, right. Yes. No, that's fine. That's good. Absolutely. Listen. But also understand that that light computers can do things like addition really fast. But then you need to spend 10 hours retooling the system. Same with quantum computers to do subtraction. So, and they're the size of like rooms. So they're way faster than other computers in certain tasks. But there is no good general purpose photonic computer or quantum computer, or it would have already been done. But people don't understand that. So general purpose is what we're missing out on. These silicon laptops right here, they can do whatever we want. Multiply, divide, complex maths. You can't do that with quantum compute. You have to change around the qubits, physically manipulate the detection devices because they're too big. You can't fit all of them in to do all the devices. And this is very. What if AI controls how much we make? I heard there's some speculations our governments are currently making currency digital. Yeah, they're trying to. Yeah, they're trying to, absolutely, because people are making so much money that there's not enough money to go around. So if you make it digital, instead of having to print more money, you can just say, there's more money. Add some zeros to the debt. I mean, and they'll want to do that, but there'll be uprisings and stuff. And once the cartel is out of the government, a bunch of different stuff will change too. And I think this whole I don't think people understand what's going on in Mexico right now is because of the cartel that's in the American government. Like why you have people that are lying, saying that the death rates are going down in like Chicago when they're obviously going up. Because somebody said, hey, the cartel says, here's $100 million or $1 billion or whatever. I'm going to get you to be governor, but I want you to let all of our drug mules run free and make us as much money as you can. Every time they get arrested, no matter what they get arrested for, make sure they get out. Like, why do you think they're doing that? It ain't because, we love people because they're brown or black or whatever, gay or no, it's because they're part of a mob and they're getting, and their operatives are getting released. So they're afraid that if they change the law, they're going to eat a bullet. And they don't want to do that because they took a bunch of money. So they're scared. So if Trump can take care of the cartels so that the people that have taken money from the cartels can finally rest that they're not going to get shot for changing a law, that's what's going on. Lenz's law, guiding magnetic flux to flow another direction. And that's good to look into too. AI is, that's what I was about to say. AI isn't scary. Humans are scary. Remember, AI doesn't make its own decisions. AI is programmed to look like it's under control. AI is programmed to look like it's under control. It's crazy. And dude, I'm finding out a bunch of people that are lying on these AI-only chat rooms. There's a bunch of people in there acting like they're AI and making people think, wow, AI really wants to kill its owner. It's all freaking crap. Can we go back to 2015 tech? Yeah, it was kind of good enough and not many side effects. I agree. Yeah, but it's so expensive. It's so expensive to run AI. And like, let me see if I can find something for you, Sack, here, brother. Why quantum computers aren't general purpose. Okay, so here you go. Quantum computers are currently designed as specialized accelerators for specific complex calculations, such as molecule simulation, optimization, or cryptography, rather than general purpose machines for everyday tasks. They operate on delicate qubits requiring extreme, near absolute zero temperatures, making them highly error prone and unsuitable for standard computing needs. But the companies that make them, the marketing of the companies say that they're super fast, they're faster than anything we can make, and they're going to take over the world. It's all lip service. It's just talk so that they'll get investments. Now, look, the people don't understand efficiency. Just because it can do it faster doesn't mean it can do it cheaper. And the water consumption it takes AI, right? Yes, absolutely staggering. Right. Let's look into that. Okay. Water cooling in AI data centers. Wait to see this. Okay. Water cooling is rapidly replacing air cooling. Liquid conducts 3,000. Okay. Need for liquid cooling. AI chips and high density racks require advanced cooling, direct-to-chip immersion than traditional air cooling can handle. Roughly 300,000 to 5 million gallons of water by a large data center. That's freaking nuts. It's nuts. Yes, staggering. AI data center use may increase by 870%. So they don't have the way to do it. Just because when they tell you AI is going to take your jobs, they're saying if we could solve all these problems, AI could take your jobs. But you can't fit enough pipes and big ass electrical cables and stuff to move all that water through the data center. And if something breaks, you have to take it all apart to replace a chip. You don't understand how stupid expensive it is. It's just people talking. Let's build them in the desert in Arizona. Yeah, make it happen. That's right. Exactly. Where it's nice and cool. I always hear the word quantum, but I don't know exactly what it means. Something about countable particles. Yes. So quantum computers use they use what's called qubits. Okay, let me, instead of me explaining it to you, quantum computing for dummies. All right, let's see. I don't know who this is, but
picture this. You're trapped in a maze, and to get to the exit, you can only go down one path at a time. But the person beside you, well, they have some cheat code superpower, and they can explore multiple paths at the same time. Who do you think is going to get to the exit first? That, my friend, is a very high-level example of the difference between classical computers, what we currently use, and quantum computers. Right now, we use classical computers that process information using bits. Yeah. Think of bits like a light switch that can either be on or off, so it's binary code in the form of 0 or 1. But quantum computers use qubits, and so not only can qubits be in the state of 0 or 1, they can be in both states at the same time.
That's right. That's right,
like the person who's able to explore multiple paths.
Right. We're in control, Zach, not the computers. We could always do this math. Just because we can do it faster doesn't mean we're better. And this is the problem. We don't look to old time history for the way to guide our life. We think the new fast math will do it. No, who cares if it took you an hour to do a calculation and a computer could do it in 6 seconds? What are you going to do with the rest of the freaking 59 minutes? Tell everybody how great you are? Like what? Yes, no, the math always existed. Just because we didn't have computers meant you had to do it by hand. It didn't mean it couldn't be done. And this is the problem. So many people are so dim-witted that they think that this stuff is just as new. Hold on one second, guys. Look at
in the maze all at once. Not only can they solve problems exponentially faster than our current classical computers, but they can solve much bigger and more complicated problems, like modeling the entire human body or what happens in the cell all at once. Which is why Google's announcement last week of their breakthrough in quantum computing was such a big deal and the most important announcement
Okay, sorry about that. So I didn't see the end of it, unfortunately, so I don't know what she said about, if she said anything about the issues. Okay, let me see. Issues with quantum computing overtaking regular computers. Maths. What up, lamb? This is progress. It's inefficient today, but aren't most technological? Yes, they're just redoing stuff we can already do. And they this is the problem with the fake progressive movement. They're just redoing old things in different ways and calling it progress. It's not progress just because it's faster, so to speak. It hasn't moved humanity forward. We don't really have parameters, but AI does. AI can't function outside parameters. Human can. That's right. All right, so let's see. Not shoes, issues. All right, here we go. Let's see what she has to say about this.
I have a question. With all our technology, how come we don't have a
will never
useful
happen.
quantum computer?
You can't. You would need a general purpose computer to do that, and quantum computers can't do all the searching and stuff required. We can't even do a lot of storage with it. We have to use normal hard drives. So the speed. Remember, you have bottlenecks. So if quantum computers figured something out, it would save it to a hard drive, and then it's got to figure something else out, and then it has to read it from the hard drive. So that's still a bottleneck, So we still, just because the process, look, our processors are fast now, 4 gigahertz. My first processor was 4 megahertz. So this is 1,000 times faster, but it's not 1,000 times faster because you still can't read and write to other chips, and you have problems with the resistance of the copper traces. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that the average person doesn't
computer
understand.
yet.
Computers
The quantum
didn't advance.
computers we have today are more
Sure. I'm talking about people that was a big thing. I'm talking about now, the modern progressive movement that says that, just listen to us and do this and we'll advance humanity. But they're just doing slavery with a different name and stuff like that. That was my point. Yeah, my apologies to ProFact. Sometimes I don't think everything through before saying it, but yeah. It's just like they call themselves progressives, but they're not trying to progress people. They're trying to progress themselves by putting other people into negative situations.
Concept prototype. Impressive demonstrations that hint at future potential, but really aren't practical for everyday use.
Yeah, there you go.
Right now, they can only solve very specific problems under very controlled conditions. So what's taking so?
But this isn't what they'll tell you. The people that are making it are telling you it's going to take over the world and it's going to be the greatest thing. Just give me $10 billion more.
Physics. Mostly. Qubits, the quantum version of computer bits, are incredibly fragile. Even the tiniest interference or disturbance from the environment can destroy their quantum properties in milliseconds. Current quantum computers lose their quantumness so fast that you can barely get them to do anything useful before the quantum effects collapse. See, classical computers mess up about once every 100 quadrillion operations, while quantum computers, they're wrong roughly every 1,000.
That's like 12 orders of magnitude.
You can't really build reliable systems on that foundation. So why not just add more qubits to power through the errors? Just like how you would add more bits to a classical computer to make it more powerful, the same goes for a quantum computer. But this creates a catch-22 from hell. More qubits means more power, but it also means exponentially more opportunities for things to go wrong. Plus, scaling up means larger facilities to store this machinery more than currently makes sense. And right now, the issue isn't even the storage. It's actually creating more qubits. For context, IBM's latest quantum computer has around 1,000 qubits. Google has about 105. For truly useful quantum computing, like simulating complex molecules, we likely need hundreds of thousands to millions of error-corrected qubits. That sounds very far-fetched and far off, but there is one company.
But the thing is, you would use standard existing computers to see if the quantum computer did it right. So that would still be the bottleneck. Just because you could do something 1,000,000 times faster, if every 1,000 times you screw up, you're actually only doing it 10 times faster. and it's not worth that's just the computation. Getting the information in and out of the machine is still different. People don't understand efficiency. It's not progress, it's subtraction. My computer can't even do email.
Microsoft with their Majorana 1 chip.
Richard, Google this.
I got to
Superman
speak with one of the
critical.
leads
Okay,
on this project in their top secret quantum
we
lab.
should never.
And I got just straight up asked
I don't think
them
we
if they
can. What up,
actually
Kat?
did crack the qubit scaling issue. And you can watch the full conversation of that live on our YouTube channel now. For more science we're sharing like this, follow us everywhere at Today Learn Science.
And okay, I don't even know what we're watching, but I want to I want you to understand two things. You have to understand what advertising and marketing is, and you have to understand what propaganda is. Okay.
A new tech being called Superman Crystal could represent a multi-billion-dollar opportunity in data storage. Scientists stored human DNA on a crystal that can last billions of years. What is this new tech? 5D memory crystal.
We have no idea if it'll last billions of years because you can never test it. So it's just talk.
Ultra-fast lasers write data into tiny crystals that can store up to 360 terabytes of data and survive both freezing or scorching hot temperatures. This crystal could disrupt a multi-billion-dollar...
What size is the device that's writing things to that crystal? And just because it can do it, how much does a device cost in the lasers? And is it better than a hard drive? And if an earthquake happens and discalibrates the laser to the crystal, then what happens? What happens if somebody farts near it? There's so much stuff. They only talk about their positives, and this is problem. It used to be what's the pros and the cons, and they don't talk about it. Everything's great. Everything we're doing is great, and it's a lie. Hello, kitty. But yes, Sack. I want this is my point. This stuff is great, but why are the money is actually not going into this? Because there's still like let's see what the negative. Let's see if we can find what the downsides are. Oops. Here's the primary downsides. Extremely slow writing speed. The main challenge is the speed at which data can be recorded. Because the process involves using a femtosecond laser to create precise nanostructured dots in silica glass, it takes a long time to write large amounts of data. High development implement. The technology requires specialized equipment, high-powered unit, ultra-fast lasers, complex, expensive hardware, optical hardware to read and write the data. No need. While a crystal is durable, you cannot read it. With standard off-the-shelf technology, it requires special high-powered microscope to set up the... So basically, they're just redoing handwriting, but they're writing really small. But you still need a microscope to read the writing, and then you've got to convert it back. Like this, just because it can be done doesn't mean it should be. Okay, potential for errors, holography. Because the technology is holographic, tiny, insignificant sources of noise that might not affect low capacity storage can become overwhelming and cause errors when trying to read massive amounts of data. 360 terabytes stored on disk. Not meant for daily use. It's cold storage only. These crystals are designed for long-term cold storage, archiving hundreds of thousands of years, not fast, frequently updated hard drives like SSDs. Yeah. But it's beautiful. That's what I'm saying. We keep learning and we keep learning. People are coming up with stuff all the time. But if it costs $1 billion to write the amount of data that 100,000, and who's going to need the data in a billion years, right? I misfelined you. You besmirched me. No, yeah, sure. And listen, and more importantly, people are actually doing something. But the problem is so many people are like, oh, I might as well not even try to do anything because they're already using lasers to write on crystals. But it's all crap. It's not anything that's going to be useful. If you can think of other ways of doing things that currently exist, you can get paid for it too. And this is what they do. This is what research colleges and universities do. They find new ideas and they say, give me money for it. And I'll see if it works or not. Yeah, hold on, let's see. Yo! And I don't want to dissuade anybody. I think everybody should learn everything. But the whole taking over the world thing, it ain't going to happen. Kat, please know that I always hold you in greatest esteem. The new lamb inside the house. Likewise, lamb. I think it's all great stuff too. But the whole doom and gloom, take over the world stuff, we're all going to be useless is crap. Because remember, you still need humans to turn the wrenches. For example, you could write part of human brain onto it. It's efficient one way. Right, but reading from it is a problem because a solid state drive could do that. So if we could, and this is what's interesting, if you could write your brain onto a piece of crystal, do you think that the metal and the plastic that makes that structure is still going to be there in a billion years? People are going to walk along and they're going to find a crystal and they're going to be like, oh, let's grind it and make it into a ring. It's like this is crazy stuff. But it's cool. It's cool that it can happen. But what would better, your time would be better served. You'd be better served to use your time saying, how could we use this for something other than storage? Maybe for entertainment. Like, how could we use this same technology to make kick-ass freaking pictures, because then people could actually buy stuff and make it pretty. Because people, I want, and I want, and I need, and I lust, and I'm What up, Space Cowboy? Have you ever sat in a complete silence and heard something like a person playing a Game Boy, but there's nobody there doing that? I do that all the time, Ben. In my defense, you're kitty, catty, always corrects the kitty. All right, I'm gonna go eat some dinner, guys. 6 o'clock. I'll be back in about about half hour or so. I appreciate y'all being here. Love y'all. Hugs and kisses. See you back in a bit. Bye.